So let's continue with the same example where we have our languages as a list and we have just appended one more language to it, which is machine learning, which we have denoted as ML here. So currently my languages list is having these kind of languages being available. These are kind of programming language. Now there is something called as pop. So this is coming again from a stack concept, push pop concept, where if you say pop, that means it's going to take out the last element of it. So basically pop works like you whatever the last element you have entered, like for example in this case the last element is going to be ML. So this last element is going to get popped out of it, means it's going to be removed from this. So if I do this languages.pop, you can notice that it is returning me ML. So what it have done, it have taken out the ML out of my list. So if you will print now your list again, you can notice that ML is no more showing up. Why? Because it have also removed it from your original list. Now, there is also an interesting property about pop that you can also move out some particular element from your list. Like in this case, let's say I don't want to now say pop and pop out 42 element. Maybe I want to pop the zeroth index, means the R, the first starting part, which is R. So maybe I want to pop out that now. So it means I want to pop out this. So in that case, we know that the index of this is starting from 0. So I can also put this index value inside my pop function. So as soon as I put this index value 0 inside this pop function, it is going to pop out R for me. So let's do that. So here, if I come and execute this particular statement, you will notice that it is going to take out my R from here. So now I am just left with Python, SAS, Scala, and 42. Now, if I say pop1, just to show you one example, it is going to pop out my first element. So as we already know now, my Python becomes my 0th element, SAS become my first element. So that's the reason you will notice that it is going to pop out my SAS as an element from this list, and we are left with only Python, Scala, and 42. So this is also a way that you can even move out some particular values from your particular list. Now, let's say I want to add down few more elements because I have already deleted two elements. Let's add one. Let's say a deep learning here. So you can see here I just set languages append deep learning. So what this gonna do? It is going to append my deep learning to my list. So we already had this list Python Scala 42 and append have added this deep learning in the last. Now, if I want to remove a particular element, I can also do that. And the way I can do that is I can use this remove function. So if I use a remove function in this list, it is going to remove this deep learning from it. So you can see that if I did this, it is going to remove it from here. So I can either use a pop with an index name, or I can use basically a remove function to remove a particular element from it. So anything is fine. Now, let me show you one very interesting thing. We have generally a habit of, if I have a variable b, let's say I say that variable b is 2, and then I say that a is equal to b. So what used to happen, the value of b used to get assigned to a, right? That a is a new variable. So now a also becomes 2 after this. Now let's say I did some computation and changed the value of a to 3, right? In that case, usually the value of b remain unimpacted, correct? Let's see if the same thing follows in my list or not. Actually, if you will do the same thing in your list, what you will notice is that the memory location of both the lists are going to be same. Okay, so just keep this in mind. This is a very interesting thing in a list, and a lot of people I notice that do this generic mistake. Here in your normal variable part, this a and b was having a completely different memory address. So if you were doing some change in a after that and updating it to 3, the b was not impacted at all. But in list, they are going to share the same memory address. Okay, So just to see this example to get a better clarity on this. So you can notice here, I have this language, right? So my language contains now Python, Scala, and 42. These are the three values. What I did, I created a new variable called as new underscore list. And I assigned this Python, Scala, and 42 to this new underscore list. Now, if I append something to my languages.append and I just made it Java, and so what should happen? In this case, languages should now get Python, Scala, 42, comma Java. But now I'm printing new underscore list. Okay, I have not done any change to new underscore list, but notice the magic here. So let's execute this statement here and notice this. So what you can see this here, what just happened, right? It is interesting. I have done a changes in languages. I have not done the changes anything in new list, right? New list was supposed to have only Python, Scala and 42. But still when I'm printing this new list, I'm getting Java. Reason being, when you are doing this assignment operator over a list, they both are still sharing the same memory location. So earlier, let's say the languages, this is, let's say the values which are sitting into memory, let's say Python, Scala 42. Now, what was happening? It was being, let's say it was referencing to your languages. I'm writing in shortcut. So now as soon as you assign new list to it, it is also just, it is not creating a separate copy as such anywhere. What it is instead doing, it is just sharing the same address as what we have in the language variable. Interesting. So that's the reason when you did a change in your language, or if you do a change in new underscore list, it will also impact the other variable because you are actually updating in the same memory address. Now, if you want to see any particular memory address of any variable or a list, that also we have. So there is a function in Python called as id function. So you can say id of languages. If I'm printing it, this is going to tell me my memory location. Let's see if it is the same for new underscore list or not. So as you can notice, it is exactly the same. Now let's we could have do the same thing exactly by saying this colon also. That means take all my row and take all my values, right? We already have learned this technique. So in this case also, if I'm printing this memory, I can do that, and you can see this particular, definitely since I have reassigned, it's a different one. Now one interesting point which I want to show you here is, let's say if you do not want two list variables to share the same memory address, then what you should do? You should not be assigning in that case. Instead, what you should do is you should use this copy. Okay, if you say copy, it is going to be copying the same value. Basically, it's going to create a copy. It is not going to share the same memory address. So now let's see this example. So let's say if I say languages.copy and assign it to another list. So now if I check my memory address of this, notice it is coming different from the above. So this time it is not same. So if you do a change, you can even try this as a homework, where you can do a change in any one of the list. It is not going to impact the other list. Okay. So as I said, just keep this in detail in your mind, that because I have noticed a lot of people doing this sort of mistakes here. So do not get confused with this. If you are doing an assignment directly operator, that means you are sharing the same memory location. In case if you don't want to do that, use a copy function. Let's see a few more things in the further video lecture.